Marie Antoinette was born on November 2nd, 1755 in Austria into the Habsburg family. Her full name was Maria Antonia Josepha Joanna. Her parents were Maria Theresa, the Empress of Austria, and Francis I, the Holy Roman Emperor. Early life. Marie Antoinette had 15 other siblings and was the second youngest. She was constantly competing with her siblings. Her closest sibling was her sister Maria Carolina. As a child, Marie Antoinette had to perform at royal court events, so she learned how to sing, dance, and play the harp and piano. She was also taught how to speak French, Italian, and German. She was educated mainly in religion, philosophy, and history. Being the youngest daughter in the family, Marie Antoinette was often neglected by her parents, who were occupied with their royal duties in addition to arranging their older children's marriages. She became lazy with her studies and didn't try her hardest. She was closer to her father, but he died when she was only 9 years old. The 7 Years' War in Europe was fought between Prussia and Austria over the province Silesia. Austria had formed a new alliance with France, and in order to maintain this alliance, Marie Antoinette's mother made a proposal in 1765 for her daughter to marry the future King of France, Louis XVI, in order to maintain this new alliance. Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette were married in May 1770 when she was only 14 and he was 15. They were strangers to each other and were both unenthusiastic about the marriage but proceeded for the sake of the alliance. Royal life. Marie Antoinette struggled to adapt to life in the Palace of Versailles. She was homesick for her family in Austria and wrote several letters to them. She and Louis XVI never grew closer because of their incompatible personalities. Marie Antoinette became Queen of France at age 19 in 1774. She had no responsibilities except to produce a royal heir, but instead, she partied, gambled, and bought herself fancy dresses. Marie Antoinette's brother, Joseph II, was sent to France to try to solve her and her husband's relationship problems in order to produce a royal heir. A year later, they had their first daughter and 3 children after her. In the 1780s, Marie Antoinette began to increase the extravagance of her lifestyle by building her own expensive private castle, the Petit Trianon. The Queen's spending angered the peasants who were suffering from poor harvests and high grain prices in the 1780s. The French government was not faring well due to involvement in the American Revolution, and her spendings gave her the nickname of Madame Deficit. Let them eat cake is the quote normally associated with Marie Antoinette, but she never said it herself because it was found in a journal before her reign. It showed her blindness to the peasants suffering amidst her luxurious life, and she didn't know they couldn't afford bread. If she ran out of bread, she would eat cake and assumed they could do the same. The Diamond Necklace Affair. In 1785, a thief disguised as the Queen arranged for a 1,200-carat diamond necklace to be sold to her. Later, it was discovered in London, taken apart in pieces and ready to be sold. However, the Queen was innocent and denied any involvement, but her reputation was permanently damaged. The French Revolution. In 1789, the French peasants' raid of the Bastille prison began the revolution. The monarchy's weak rule, increasing self-thinking Enlightenment values, and Marie Antoinette's luxuries compared to the peasants' poverty all stimulated rebellion and refusal to acknowledge the king's power. Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI were forced to go to the Tuileries Palace after a revolt in Versailles. Once she was there, she sent letters to family asking them for help to restore the French monarchy. Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI decided to flee to Austria, where her brother Leopold II would be waiting with troops to attack France after they crossed. However, they were caught before reaching Austria and were brought back to Paris. Influential radical leaders, including Robespierre, demanded for the monarchy to be removed. Louis XVI was tried for treason and guillotined. Death. Marie Antoinette was charged with treason as well as a false charge of child abuse. She was declared guilty of all crimes and guillotined in October 1793. Interesting facts. There is a syndrome named after her called the Marie Antoinette syndrome, where a person's hair rapidly turns white due to stress. Also, she had an affair with a Swedish count, Axel von Fersen, who fathered 2 of her 4 children. Legacy. Marie Antoinette's constant spending symbolized the excessive luxuries of the monarchy. Because she helped cause the French Revolution, she helped to pave the path to the modern French Republic.
Created using Powtoon.